The 2024 U.S. presidential election is expected to be a highly competitive race between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, with the outcome likely hinging on a small number of battleground states. These states, often referred to as swing states, hold the key to the presidency because they can shift their support between Republican and Democratic candidates. The stakes are especially high, as small changes in voter turnout or voter preferences in these states could make a significant impact on the election's result. Both Trump and Harris are focusing heavily on these states, recognizing their pivotal role in the race. The U.S. election is determined through the Electoral College, where each state is allocated a certain number of votes based on its population. A candidate needs 270 Electoral College votes to win the presidency. Swing states play an outsized role in determining who reaches this number, as they are not consistently loyal to either party. In 2020, Joe Biden won several key swing states by very narrow margins. For instance, he carried Arizona by around 4,000 votes and Wisconsin by just over 20,000 votes. Had just 20,000 voters in a handful of these states switched sides, the result could have been an Electoral College tie, which would have led to the House of Representatives deciding the election. This scenario, while rare, underscores the importance of every vote in these critical states. In the event of a tie in the Electoral College, the election would be decided by the House of Representatives, where each state delegation has one vote. Because Republicans currently control more state delegations than Democrats, this process could favor Trump, even if he did not win the popular vote. Therefore, Trump's path to victory is more focused on winning key Electoral College votes in a few battleground states, rather than relying on overall popular support. Several swing states are expected to play a crucial role in the 2024 election, including Arizona, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, and North Carolina. These states were decided by slim margins in 2020 and are expected to be highly competitive again in 2024. Both campaigns will focus intensely on these states, knowing that winning even a few of them could secure a victory. Trump's strategy centers on a few key states: North Carolina, Georgia, and Arizona. If he wins these three states, his path to victory becomes much more manageable. His campaign has already invested heavily in these states, recognizing their importance. Trump's focus on these southern states, along with Pennsylvania, suggests a clear plan to block Harris from securing the 270 electoral votes she needs. While other battleground states, such as Wisconsin and Michigan, are important, Trump's path to victory relies primarily on his success in the southern and eastern swing states. In contrast, Harris has more potential routes to victory. While she must defend Democratic strongholds like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Arizona, she also has opportunities in southern states like Georgia, where demographic changes, particularly the increasing influence of Black voters, could work in her favor. Harris is also appealing to moderate Republicans and independents who may be uncomfortable with Trump's leadership, particularly in swing states like North Carolina. Her campaign is banking on strong turnout among Black voters and other key Democratic constituencies, while also attempting to peel away support from soft Republicans. Let's take a closer look at some of the critical swing states in the 2024 election. Arizona is one of the key battleground states, with a growing Latino population and significant concerns about immigration due to its proximity to the U.S.-Mexico border. Trump's hardline stance on immigration may energize his base, but Harris has an opportunity to appeal to Latino voters by emphasizing immigration reform and economic recovery. Biden won Arizona by a slim margin in 2020, and it remains a crucial state for both candidates in 2024. Pennsylvania is another vital state, with its mix of urban liberal voters in cities like Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, and more conservative voters in rural areas. Trump narrowly lost Pennsylvania in 2020, but it remains one of the most critical states in the election due to its 19 electoral votes. Harris needs to maintain strong support in urban areas while making inroads with more moderate voters in rural parts of the state. Georgia is a state that Democrats managed to flip in 2020 for the first time in decades. The state's changing demographics, particularly the increasing influence of Black voters, offer Harris a solid opportunity to hold on to it in 2024. However, Trump is targeting rural and suburban voters to regain the state, and his campaign has poured significant resources into flipping Georgia back to Republican control. Wisconsin and Michigan were both central to Biden's 2020 victory and will be equally critical for Harris in 2024. Trump won Wisconsin in 2016 but lost it in 2020, and Michigan, with its large working-class base, remains fiercely contested. Arab American voters in Michigan may play a decisive role, as some have expressed dissatisfaction with Biden's foreign policy. Trump may seek to capitalize on this dissatisfaction in order to win over voters who feel alienated by current U.S. policies. Each of these swing states has its own unique set of demographics and issues that will shape the 2024 election. For example, Arizona's Latino voters are a growing force in the electorate, while Pennsylvania presents a stark urban-rural divide that both campaigns must navigate. Georgia's Black electorate remains critical to the Democratic coalition, and Michigan's Arab American voters could be a pivotal group in determining the outcome of that state. The 2024 U.S. presidential election will likely be decided by just a few key battleground states, where small shifts in voter turnout or preferences could swing the election in favor of either Trump or Harris. Both candidates have different paths to victory, with Trump focusing on blocking Harris in key Southern and Rust Belt states, while Harris is counting on changing demographics and moderate Republicans to secure the necessary 270 electoral votes. In the end, every vote will count, especially in these swing states, where the margins are expected to be razor thin. Both campaigns are well aware of the stakes and are investing heavily in outreach and voter mobilization efforts in these critical battlegrounds. With months to go before the election, the strategies of both Trump and Harris will continue to evolve. But one thing is clear: the outcome of the 2024 presidential election will likely be decided by a few thousand votes in a handful of states. Thank you for watching.